Okay, I had 4 grandparents. I already told you about my dad's dad and how he molested me when I was little. Um, I only had one good grandparent, let's just put it that way. So I'll be talking about them, not necessarily all in this one, but my dad's mom. I didn't realize so much when I was younger, but when I got a little older, I realized that I really truly believe she knew what he was doing. And not only that she knew what he was doing, but that she set me up to be the victim. Because when I finally, I'm not sure exactly the timing of it, but I'm figuring it was like when I finally did tell my mom what had happened. And she had mentioned to me that my female cousins, he had done the same thing to them. And so it was something that was known back a while ago. Now, obviously, they didn't say it when it could have helped me, because if they had said something and like their parents had said something to my mom, I probably wouldn't even have been in that position at all, because she would have known not to leave me alone with him, that he couldn't be trusted. But anyway, so I'm figuring that Barb knew. Well, you don't know who Barb's last name is, so she knew, and she helped. And while it's sick enough that he did what he did, it's really sick too that she helped him. But you know what? In recent years, I've heard of a lot of women that help their boyfriends or their husbands to do things. Now, I'll leave the best for last. My mom's dad. It's like I had one grandfather that loved me too much, or was attracted, which is sick. And then the other one that he didn't seem to care about me at all. Not really. I have no good memories. Nothing. Not with him. We used to go with my mom's parents, and they had a trailer, and we would go with the trailer club and go camping different places when I was little. And I have good memories as far as that. And I have wonderful memories with my grandmother, which I'll get into her. I'm saving the best for last. But him, no, I cannot think of one good thing that I could say about him. He was bad enough when my grandma was here, but he just seemed to get worse when she was gone. I think that he didn't want to live, and he just started taking all kinds of medications and drinking, and he just got so nasty. Gee, that sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? But while she was still here, we went with the trailer club camping one time, and when we were getting ready to leave to go, I had a tooth that was loose. And this might not sound like much to some people, but when you're a little girl, you need to be able to trust your grandparents, Well, parents too, but I trusted my mom. He said, let me look at it. I said, no, you'll pull it. Oh, no, I won't. He reached in, and guess what he did? Yeah, he pulled it. Even though I had said, no, I'll get it myself. When my grandma was sick, she had cancer. And she basically lived on the couch because that was the easiest. It was right straight across from the bathroom, and it was just easiest right by the kitchen to be able to take care of her. And so my mom went over there every day. I went over there after school and just was very well behaved because I knew my grandma was sick and that my mom needed to take care of her. And I did my part by being good and being quiet, not being upsetting for her. And I remember one time I was watching a movie, and I'm figuring that he must have said something to my grandma, and she probably, about like where I was or something, and she probably said, well, she's in the bedroom watching a movie. He went downstairs and he turned power off to the entire house until the movie was done. And let me tell you, my face was only inches away from the TV. I had it so low I could barely hear it. And I know darn well my grandmother couldn't. She never complained. She never said anything. And I had it quiet. But he went downstairs and he shut off power to the entire house until that movie was done. Who does that? You know? While she was sick, she asked him to go in the basement. She used to can homemade chili sauce. And man, I love her chili sauce. But, she had a bunch of cans of it downstairs, and she asked him to go down and bring a jar up. And so he did. He sat it down. And when she went to eat, he said about her eating some. She said, no, that's for you and Michelle. I had you go get it for you two. He turned around, he picked up the jar, and went downstairs and took it back and put it back away. I was a little girl. I was like 8 years old. Who does that? I mean, that's terrible. That hurt. And I was really looking forward to having some of the chili sauce, but it hurt that he hated me that much. He didn't want me to even have chili sauce when there was lots more of it. So, I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't have any good memories. I remember seeing a picture of when I was little. I don't even know, maybe 4 years old or something. He was pulling me in a wagon. And it's like, how long did he do it? Just long enough to get the picture? Because I just don't see it. He never showed, any real caring for me or being nice to me, really. So that's... And then after he was gone, my mom finally told me that when she was younger, he forced her to the ground and held a gun to her head. It's like he's lucky I didn't know, because I would have gave him what for. I always protect people that need to be protected, that I think, people that I care about. I just do. Always have. I've got one of my ex-friends that I thought was my best friend for years and years, and she had been being bullied at school. Back then, you just didn't hear about it like you do now. But I stood up for her, and she thanked me before she got so nasty. She had thanked me and said she appreciated that I stuck up for her, because she said they never bothered her again. That's just who I am. I always stick up for the underdog and people that I care about that are being mistreated and stuff. I just don't understand people treating people like that. And here I went and I stuck up for her. She wasn't bullied anymore, and then she turns around and gets like she did with me, but we're better off. I mean, she owes me money, and it'd sure be nice to have the money, but I don't miss her because of how she had gotten to be. Well, now we come to, I guess I am going to talk about it all in this one, or at least a little bit. My mom's mom. She was my favorite grandparent. I knew she loved me without a doubt. She was always giving me hugs and telling me she loved me. And Christmas time, she made Christmas cutout cookies. And she would sit at the table and help me to decorate them. I remember, too, back then, that we had our friend Tom. His brother is the one that was the pilot over in Vietnam and ended up getting killed by a drunk driver after he got back. But he would come over, Tom would come over, and I don't know if you've ever played it, but solitaire, and everybody has a deck of cards, and you all put your cards in the center, and you can play your numbers on any pile. If you've got the number that's up and needs to be put there, and my mom used to have long nails, and you didn't want to get in her way when she was trying to get her card out there. But he would come, and Grandma would make tea, and we'd have some cookies, and we would play cards, and just wonderful memories of her. It's the only grandparent that I have good memories of, and yet she was the one that I lost first. She had cancer. She fought it for like a year. They had told her she didn't have very long to live, and yet she fought it for a year or a little over a year. And I remember my mom used to take care of her all the time at home, and when she was in the hospital. She was the next town over. And yet my mom was there all the time, helping to take care of her and feed her and being there for her. And yet somebody else that should have at least went to visit said that he wouldn't because he couldn't stand seeing people in the hospital. Which is going to lead to something I got to say about that whole incident, but I won't get in it today because it's getting to be kind of a long video. But I just wanted you to know it wasn't just my grandfather on my dad's side that, you know, he molested me, but I have bad memories of my other grandfather and my grandmother on my dad's side. So, but I was blessed that I had my mom's mom in my life for the time that I did, and I still love her and miss her, and I have wonderful memories to think about when I think about her. So, okay, everybody take care, and I'll be talking with you soon.